Welcome everybody to Herba Farmacy Natural Healing Herbal Zone, July's monthly newsletter, keeping you abreast of the changing times. Before we jump into our newsletter, I would just like to give thanks to all the beautiful clients that send us love and support during these very, very difficult times for all of us. It's been quite an eye-opening experience, but we're all safe and the business is still functioning and running. We're just waiting for the couriers to give us the go-ahead and we will resume business as normal. It's been quite an interesting journey in that I would like to share with you the unbelievable support and community in Howick that rallied together, saw to each other's security and safety, and when there was food shortage, helped each person out where best they could. It's been an amazing, eye-opening journey in this whole process. But we are still here and still functioning, so let's get into the nitty-gritties. Supplementation of vitamins, is it right or is it wrong? And what is the best practice? This is a rather confusing topic. And before we jump in, what we're going to do is, just for a change of pace, we're going to try a recording that's also available on YouTube for you. So on the website, you can go to the blog and you can read our article, or you can listen to our YouTube, or you can do both. So it's just a change of pace, and we'd love to hear from you as to what you think and have experienced with this new delivery system. So many people have asked me about supplementation of vitamins and what is the right way and what is the wrong way. My answer to this is, in a perfect world, my answer would be definitely no, you don't need to supplement. But because we're living in the world that we are, I believe the answer is yes. So let me just quickly give you a couple of pointers as to why I feel this way. And you can read the rest in the newsletter. So if we look at it, our ancestors didn't pop pills to stay healthy, not like we do. And yet they were, I believe, more robust physically than what we are. Our modern environment is profoundly different from when they were around. And there are many reasons that are in favor of supplementation. One of them is our soil diversity and the quality that is declining due to the nutrient deficiency, mass farming, GMO modifications, and exposure to high chemicals. So when we look at it, in essence, companies that are doing mass farming are interested in yield. They're not interested in nutritional value. And if we look at the mass farming, it has depleted the soils. So the food that we actually are consuming is not as nutrient powerful as it was in our ancestral days. Bearing in mind, too, that in many cases, each home did grow their own crop, which if we look at the current situation and the unrest that we're experiencing, wouldn't be a bad idea to take on board. Growing your own little veggie patch doesn't take much. It is very healthy and very motivating. It gives you crop that you know has been treated correctly, good soil and good nutrient intake for the plants. Plus you can do a variety of products which currently is not available on our shop shelves. As we remember and keep in mind, the highest price is what the product is that's going to be on your shelf. So if cabbage is reaching the highest price now, you're going to get cabbage coming out of your ears. And then the quality is not of the highest value. This might offend some people, and I do apologize, but it is just my own personal opinion. If we look at what has actually happened here in Howick alone, with the food shortage and now sourcing food directly from farmers, we're absolutely shocked at the difference in quality of products coming straight off the farms and products that are being placed on our shelves to buy at premium price, triple, if not 4 times, 5 times higher than what we would normally pay. In my personal opinion, what is on our shop shelves is pig slop. If I look at the vegetables that we've managed to get from farmers in our local district, it is absolutely astonishing the difference, and you can see it. They're vibrant, they're healthy, non-GMO modified. They haven't been chemically treated. It's amazing. So to me, this actually has cemented my belief in the ability to yield good crop in comparison to yielding mass crop without nutrient value. If we look at, of course, the other side of the story, the GMO and the GMO modified products, as well as the products that have been highly treated with chemicals, this is what we're consuming. It's in our water, it's in our food. So looking at just these two, there are quite a few others. Our modern lifestyle also plays a major role in adding to our weakness in our cellular structure by the habits that we have taken on for ourselves. Things like, for example, my pet peeve, antibiotics, that is now reaching 300 milligrams, burning people's stomachs. And really speaking, from about a year ago, non-confirmed, please understand, non-confirmed, doctors were saying they know antibiotics does not work anymore. So two of those, which I'm very strongly cemented in my view, especially having gone through what we have, and then also looking at the antibiotics. If we look at the stress levels, stress before COVID was huge. Stress during COVID was accelerated. Stress during COVID and unrest through the roof. So prior to the COVID era, we were already stressed. We were already deficient in a lot of products because of our soil deficiencies, because of the poor quality of produce we were consuming, poor water intake, bad water. So all of this plays a major role. And now we've got this huge stress factor, which actually causes our bodies to go in fight and flight. And it just runs the body into the ground through adrenal exhaustion. Not only that, what is actually happening is the physical form cannot then pay attention to healing anything. It's just keeping and maintaining the possible level of your body functioning at this point of high stress. Let's look at a further major change from our ancestral past, which is the time we spend indoors. The majority of us spend more time indoors than we do outdoors. We work 8 hours, 10 hours a day. We work behind computers. We work behind closed doors, air-conditioned environments. We've got very little exterior stimulation only over weekends. So for 5 days of the week, literally locked up indoors, and then a couple of minutes probably during the late afternoon being outdoors. Majority of our children are stuck to TV sets, gaming consoles. So the vitamin levels of vitamin D are very deficient. This is now very relevant in helping us maintain our health level. So connecting again with outdoors, again, here is a very good example. Growing your own veggie patch, you attend to it, you're outdoors, you are communing with nature. You're getting that grounding from the soil. You're getting the pleasure and the joy and release of stress in maintaining your garden. And then obviously the absolute exuberance when you yield your crop and knowing where your crop actually comes from. Add this to the scenario of and we can't mention certain things, but the 5 and the 4. And what you basically got is huge bombardment from radio frequency from our TVs, microwaves, from our computers, from towers, all sorts of things. So we've got this added to the mix. We've now got nutrient deficient, micronutrient deficient, soil degradation, not spending enough time outside sunbathing for a couple of minutes to really absorb vitamin D. And we're now bombarded by the radioactive waves. Adding insult to injury, we've got the COVID restrictions, which has now limited our social interaction. And it's also commanded us to be more indoors than outdoors. our nervous system and our immune systems have been pushed to the absolute limit. So if we look at this, and based on this isolation, it results in depression, fear, and anxiety. Add unrest to it, that's even shooting it through the roof. So currently, right here, right now, I'm saying supplementation to me is the most important thing, because unless you can grow your own crop, you are actually eating deficient foods. So let's go to what is the best application. The best application is obviously trying to get the best food, eating for health, not eating just for eating. So junk foods, foods that don't sustain you, that have got no nutrient value, removing those out of your diet, moving to a living source, which is vegetables and fruits and grains and legumes, trying to eat a really, really good sourced micronutrient and nutrient sourced products will help you towards getting past supplementation at a higher level. But then add to that, your normal supplementation, which we'll get into in a couple of moments. But let's look at the vitamin D, B, and C. Vitamin D, B, and C need to be replaced every single day. They're not absorbed by the body, and they're not stored in the body. So each day we have to get sufficient D, B, and C minimum to be able to keep our body at a reasonably balanced level. If we try and monitor our diets and we change our diets to the best we can, and we start removing all the junk and chemicals out of it, we possibly could diminish our supplementation. In the newsletter, we've got a small list. It's not very comprehensive, but it kind of gives you an idea so that you can research and Google more information for yourself on what it is that you can actually eat that gives you certain vitamins, like vitamin B from lean meat or turkey or tuna, iron, for example, from liver, and magnesium would be your spinach or your kale and other leafy vegetables. Adding this to your diet is actually enabling you to supplement less. Looking at supplementation and the best practice, supplementation should be done using common sense. So in supplementing, it shouldn't be a case of supplementation just for the sake of supplementation. What we're looking at is sourcing the best possible herbs, the best possible vitamins. Again, here is an issue that is a point for me that I have to bring up. The majority of our vitamins are manufactured in pharmaceutical companies, so they are synthetic. That's number one. Number two, they are followed by the pharmaceutical guideline of dosage. So per the dosage that you've been told to take, really speaking, according to the Journal of Natural Nutrition and the Annals of the Integral Medicine, they believe multivitamins and vitamins are a waste of time, especially synthetic ones, and that you're actually wasting your hard-earned money. If we look at purchasing a supplement, look for the most clean supplement that you can find, the most natural that you can find, and source your products very carefully by reading labels to ascertain if there's any toxic chemicals in them. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of clientele is that they will change their diet and then they go back to supplementation of synthetic. Well, you're defeating the object. You're eating a beautiful, clean diet, and now you're adding chemical and synthetic back, which is bringing toxins back, and your hard-earned money is being spent on detox and then just depleted just by taking the supplements. The other issue that supplementation brings up, and it's a very controversial one, between singular and multi. Personally, and this is again my own personal opinion, this is not derived from anybody else, my own personal opinion is a multivitamin is like the vitamin Bs. All the Bs put together, to me, that is a multivitamin B. The multivitamins that are currently in the market, once again, are produced mostly by pharmacopoeia, and most of their dosage isn't of really significant value. So if we look at the supplementation that they are suggesting we take, to get the correct dosage or milligrams per day, you literally have to take 3, 4, maybe 5 capsules 3 times a day to get your correct quota per day. On the other hand, when you look at singular herbs and singular supplementation, what you're looking at is single ones that should have codependent products and nutrients to helping you absorb it. As we both all know, if you look at just, for example, calcium and magnesium, everybody knows take magnesium and calcium together. Turmeric is another one. Turmeric and black pepper are ideal because black pepper helps you better absorb your turmeric. It seems through the rest of the research, most of the positiveness seems to be on singular vitamins and singular supplements. One of the primary reasons that this seems to be a very strong point is that a lot of us are on chemical medications. And look, I'm not against chemicals. There is a place in the market for chemicals when we need it. There are certain medications some people have to take. But because of these chemical intake, we have to be extremely careful what herb we use in combo with it to not create contraindications. So it seems as though the singular vitamin supplementation seems to be the better avenue to go to ensure that you're not counteracting, first of all, the drug or the medicine that you are on, the chemical you're on, but also that you're able to absorb the singular vitamin correctly. If we kind of just skip over this, because we can talk at great length on supplementation, its singularity, its multivitamin. It's a huge, huge topic. But if we can skip over that and say, right, it seems as though the singular is more popular than the multivitamin. There's another product that we kind of have forgotten about in the industry, and that is the herbal product. When we look at herbs, we know that herbs have high nutrient levels, high micronutrient levels, and not only in actually physically taking the herb as a supplement, but also adding it to your culinary experience. So having a good diet, adding your herbs to your actual diet, you're getting the nutrients there as a bonus. If it is that you are struggling with a certain ailment, then you eat a little bit more of that herb within your diet, and you're actually feeding yourself at the same time. But nevertheless, setting that aside, herbal supplementation is going to become more and more powerful in people understanding that it's natural. As you know, we've also just created new products of a multivitamin, vitamin C, a couple of other new launches that we've done recently. And what we've done is we've taken the highest herbs that we can find in vitamin C, and we've comboed them together in a tincture for you. And then we've taken the highest multivitamins that we could find in each herb, and we've comboed that for you as a multivitamin. Understand now that is, again, it's edging the gap. It's not a full supplementation. It's edging the gap. Your first primary call is, of course, your diet, and your supplementation then fills the gap between any deficiencies thereafter. Personally, both my family and I take our multivitamins, and we're finding they're working rather well. They are quite powerful, and they're quite strong, and they seem to be keeping the balance really well within the body. If we look at it, just to sum it up in a quick synopsis for you, look again at, diet. Diet is primary. Then your supplementation should be secondary to your diet. Looking at maybe growing your own crop to get the highest nutrient value out instead of eating off the shop shelves, which we can see the products are just not up to par. So food supply tainted, deficient in minerals. We know that we have to have a balanced diet. What are my best alternatives to turn to? And those would be the primary ones that I've just mentioned. The secondary would be to source your supplements as natural as possible and supplement with those, but then also look at your herbal supplementation that can give you a cleaner source, number one, but number two, can be easily taken in herbal remedies or adding it to your culinary experience. Again, supplementation, as we said, must be applied with common sense. If we look at the prime three, which is your vitamin C, your vitamin D, and your vitamin B, they're not stored in the body. Those need to be replaced each day. Looking at our current stress levels, looking at the unrest, the uncertainty, the fear, the anxiety, the depression, the isolation, supplementation right now is a primary issue. in my mind. In my opinion, if we were not on chemical drugs, we would not have to worry about how we combo herbs with chemicals, because the contraindications are mainly there because you are on chemicals. So to me, if I could move my system to a perfectly herbal system, that means I don't have to worry about contraindications. I know that's not always possible for other people out there using medications, but then here your common sense must come in. Do research to see if there are any contraindications to what you are on. The rationale of taking supplements in the first place is an insurance against nutritional gaps in the diet, and has not added defense against this is the result. This is what I have to do. It's a gap. It's filling the gap, and it's just adding that extra piece of insurance that your diet may be not covering everything, and your supplementation would then cover the balance of it to enable you to function at a better level. When I'm talking about supplementation, I think it's very important that I mention here to you, I'm talking here in supplementation and eating just in maintaining the body. We haven't even touched on how much one would require to start healing the body. Remember, we are in a very, very difficult time. So all these levels are chewing up a lot of the vitamins and nutrients and minerals that are in our body. We need to supplement just to keep the balance in place. I'm not even talking about getting to the healing modality of this as yet. This is why us as Herba Farmacy is so beautifully entrenched in doing detoxes. Why we believe detoxing the body and getting the chemical load in the body and the toxic load in the body down will then enable your immune system to kick in stronger. It will be able to work on its own without us having to keep supplementing it. Cleaner body, less toxins, better body functioning. It uses less adrenal exhaustion. It forces the body out of that stressed fright and flight on a constant adrenal rush. It then enables your body to start healing itself. So if we can take care of the stress levels, if we can take care of the diet levels, and if we can supplement in a responsible way, we are then enabling our body to take over its natural process of, right, I don't need to pay 1000% attention to maintaining this body anymore. That's been looked after for me. Now I can get down to healing the body. And by adding the supplements and making sure the diet is clean, toxins are removed, we're doing exactly that. We're getting the body to its level where it starts functioning for itself. That's where we're aiming for. We're not aiming for a continual supplementation, a continual use of supplementation, continual use of medication. We're trying to get the body to a level where it is clean enough that it can function correctly and optimally all on its own. Having covered the supplementation very, very briefly, this is just a very, very brief synopsis on supplementation, multivitamins and singular. To do more research wouldn't harm, so that you can be able to understand supplementation and herbal supplementation specifically all on its own. But I think I've given you a good overall idea. Just to give you a cover of our year so far to date into July, we've covered the Herbal Parasite cleanse with the kids, adults, and pets. We've covered your immune boost, how to boost your immune system and the supporting products of that. Obviously, respiratory, which was paramount at this period of time, we've now covered that for you and given you some good background information. The hygiene side, we highlighted the alcohol and non-alcohol based hygienes and what we would recommend. We covered stress, we covered sleep improvement, because again, stress and sleep, one of the major issues why our immune system does get depleted. And now, of course, we've covered the vitamin supplements. But just to give you a little bit of a report back, since COVID last year, we've had remarkable results with our Herbal Parasite cleanse. We found that in majority of cases, we managed to reduce the symptoms within 4 days. We've got the breathing improved, the respiratory leveled off, the energy levels up again. The extreme exhaustion in the first variant that we had We managed to get that under control. Now, as we're moving into all these new morphogenesises of these viruses, the colon is now being affected, with a lot of people suffering from vomiting and diarrhea and appetite loss. So the Herbal Parasite Cleanse here, we've used that in helping clients to reduce the impact of the symptoms. For the diarrhea and for the vomiting, we've got them to use the turmeric and fennel and Lugol's iodine, which settles down the stomach, and then we clear out the parasite that is causing the virus with the Herbal Parasite Cleanse. And then basically from there, we found that the liver has been attacked, so we can then do a liver cleanse and a kidney cleanse to ensure that the body is nicely balanced. The results have been actually quite amazing. This is people that have physically used it while they have been experiencing COVID. There's others that have done it to prevent COVID. There are others that are doing it on a full-time basis, which is what we're recommending. Do the Herbal Parasite Cleanse irrespective, and then follow it up with a weekly dosage right the way through. This is just going to help you through winter. It's going to help you through all the temperature changes. It's going to help your immune system. It's going to clean out your system and enable you to be able to function on a far better level, manage stress a lot better, and be able to bring back your optimum health. As most of you probably know by now, we've launched our new winter range. We've modified some of our products in the quick cleansers for you, and we've added a couple of new products, being the Sleep Deep tincture, and modified our Sleep Deep capsules. We've also brought in the vitamin booster and the multivitamin tinctures. And then we introduced our flush range, which is a whole body flush all in one. So just to give you kind of a quick synopsis of it, we now have the traditional Dr. Hilda Clark full kits, full body detox. If that is too strenuous for people, we introduced the quick cleansers, which was all in capsule form, each one being approximately 14 days long. We then managed to, from there, introduce a full body detox in tinctures. So now your tinctures are available in a full body flush, and added to that, we have got the respiratory as well. So that is actually quite incredible, having a full 3 range for you. Of course, we've got far more than that. We've got beautiful immune boosters that we've redesigned and refashioned for you. We've also got singular tinctures that we added on, and our normal products that are available as well. Just so that you don't forget, please remember that we've still got a special on some of our select range of tinctures, and it's still available on our website at the moment on special. To keep you updated with the wonderful, exciting news, which I think we all need good news every now and again, Herba Farmacy is very, very proud to present a dynamic new concept at foot. We basically have aligned with Holistica and another 2 companies, whereby we are bringing to you a natural healing research index. What that is a fully comprehensive list where clients can go to. We're working very diligently with all these wonderful people, and we're getting together and hoping to launch it in November. But until then, there is a website listed on the newsletter. To go to www.naturalhealingresearch.com, and you are more than welcome to add Grandma's old recipes, which we've had as a test run, only to find, with great astonishment, 300,000 people to date have sent and viewed this section of the Natural Healing Index website. So add your Grandma's recipes there. You get your name underneath it, so you get, let's say, published, which is great. It's nice to have something to share. We've also, with Holistica, paired with them, and their magazine is an amazing collaboration of really trusted brand guiding you into well-being, beautifully presented magazine. So They are going to be launching pretty soon, and you can order your magazines online as per the newsletter. We'd like to just once again thank everybody for listening in, and everybody that has supported us and is in the process of supporting us. We truly do appreciate everything. We wish you everything of the best. We send all our love and blessings to you, that we can reach some sort of normality in the near future. God bless, and speak to you soon. Bye.